Today is Tuesday, Parashat Terumah. We're learning from the Chok L'Israel, the Psukim from the book of Mushlei. Ateret zekenim bene banim, v'tiferet banim avotam. Grandchildren are the crown of the elders. And she explains when the grandchildren go in the right path, in the way of their forefathers, and the way they do the right things, then they're like a crown for their elders, for their grandparents. V'tiferet banim avotam. And the glory of children are their fathers. Lo naval lenaval sefat yeter, av ki lenadiv sefat shaker. Boastful speech, when a person speaks boastfully and he's a fool, that's not becoming to him. It's not something that is good for him. And still, av ki lenadiv sefat shaker, still less is lying speech to a person who's a prince or a generous person, an important person. It's not, for sure it's not proper for him to lie. Just like boastful speech is not becoming to a fool, even less is becoming lies to a person who's a nadiv, who's a prince or an important person, a generous person. Even chen hashochad be'enei ve'alav el kol asher yifnei yaskil. There's more than one explanation to this pasuk. One of the explanations of the Farshim is that when a person gives a bribe to someone, let's say give a bribe to a judge, that judge, for him, that bribe is going to make him very much in your favor, and you'll find all sorts of things in your favor. So the pasuk says a bribe is a precious stone in the eyes of the person who owns it, and one explanation is the person who gave it, but the other explanation that we're explaining right now is the one who receives it now becomes the owner of that bribe. It's like a precious stone. Wherever it turns, you'll find reasons to justify the person who gave him that bribe. Mechaseh pesha mevakesh ahava, vesoneh bedavar mafrid aluf. A person who conceals, who covers a transgression. Let's say somebody wronged you and you cover up on it, you just don't remind him of it, you don't make a case of it. Such a person, mevakesh ahava, he seeks love and harmony between people. Beshoneh bedavar, but a person who keeps repeating and harps on the matter that was done to him, and he says, this guy did me wrong, and repeats it again and again, such a person, mafrid aluf, he separates from him, alufo shel olam, from him Hashem. In other words, that's something that would be wrong, to remind people of the wrong that they did, to hold a grudge. That's something that would be separating a person from Hashem. But a person who sort of like forgives and covers and doesn't remind what was done wrong to him by someone, such a person, he seeks love. Tehad ge'ara b'mevin, me'akot kesil me'ah. A rebuke enters deeper into a wise man than 100 blows to a fool. In other words, a person who's a wise man understands a small hint even, he understands a rebuke easily, and he corrects his ways. But a person who is a fool, sometimes even 100 blows doesn't enter his mind to understand what it is that he's done wrong. And therefore a person of understanding is able to understand the rebuke quickly. But a person who's a fool doesn't help, even 100 blows. And these are the psukim from the book of Mushlei that we learned in Chok L'Israel today. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.